I saw his fear, I signed his shame. One voice said calm, the law was clear. One voice said look, there is doubt here. He stood so still, he barely spoke. His hands were thin, his whole frame broke. One voice said guilt, his eyes don't lie. One voice said no, you let truth die. I struck the wood, I gave the term. By dawn they came, he was gone. I wore the robe, I drew the line. One voice said justice, one said the crime. I gave the word, he took the fall. Now both those voices echo through these walls. They said his name with lowered eyes. No one looked up, no one asked why. One voice said grief, one voice said shame. One voice said judge, you lit the flame. I washed my hands, I spoke the law. I wore the black, they watched in awe. But when night came, I heard the call. His silence moving through these halls. I signed the page, I closed the file. They took him in, he lost the fight. I wore the robe, I drew the line. One voice said justice, one said the crime. I gave the word, he took the fall. Now both those voices echo through these walls. I tell myself I did my part. The code was clean, the facts were hard. But truth returns when lamps go dim, and every verdict looks like him. This was not once, this was not new. I knew that face, I knew that room. Another file, another name, another life beneath my blame. I learned to nod, I learned to sign, I learned to bury every line. By morning light, I moved along and called that silence duty done. I wore the robe, I drew the line. One voice said justice, one said the crime. I gave the word, he took the fall. Now both those voices echo through these walls. I wore the black, I spoke the end. They called it law, I called it pen. But every name I wrote to ground still rises screaming without a sound. This was not once, this was not all. I built my throne on silent falls, and every night they come again. Not one lone ghost, but all.